Hey everyone, this is Sydney King and
Brooks Beard.
And we are King Entertainment. So today we are having a virtual class and we're going to teach you 4 key points that we do consistently, but especially now that we're facing a global pandemic. So the first one of those key points is going to be prospecting. And what I mean by that is prospecting is when you're reaching out to prospects, and that could be prospects that you want to do business with, or prospects where you want to have events at their particular institution or venue for that matter. So our approach, and we'll kind of go into more detail, our approach is we basically have a list of places that we want to do events, and we rank them in order of viability, 1, 2, how it's going to take the guest experience to the next level. And then 3 would be, what event fits the best for the type. So what venue, should I say, fits the best for the type of event that we're looking to do. So during a time like this, we're taking the approach of thinking about what businesses that are being impacted the most. And now we're saying, okay, well, if these businesses are being impacted the most, how does their event space or their locations fit the type of events that we have already planned out on the calendar for 2020, 2021? And then we're then making contact with these folks, knowing that they are potentially suffering due to what's going on or just the time of the year or what have you, and then making contact with these people and then leveraging how we can then help them come out of the struggle and ultimately to turn the corner due to this pandemic or just the time of the year, because certain venues are not busy 7 days a week and the entire day. So we take that approach to then focus on how we can help them, which helps us create relationships with these people, as well as helps us take our guest experience to the next level by focusing on venues that we believe can help us achieve the goals we're looking for. So the next point I want to talk about is sponsorships. We're always looking for sponsors. That's what helps us fund our events. That's what helps us be able to create monumental experiences for people, being that, we don't necessarily want to, shortchange the guest experience because, capital may not be there. So then we leverage sponsors so we can take the guest experience to the next level and be able to do events that are, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people, as well as having a great experience versus just coming in and, you're here to dance. So what we do with that approach is we focus on the 7 key strategies that we know that need to be, 7 key points, should I say, that need to be in your sponsorship package. There's 7 points that you must have in every sponsorship package, or you would not be considered as being a sponsor. So then what we do is we focus on 8 different ways. I want to say it's 8, maybe it's 9. 8 different ways that you can attract sponsors so they can find you. So you're not necessarily having to go after these people as often. They're coming to find you based on who you are, what type of events that you do. And now they're saying, hey, look, we've got a budget of XYZ dollars. We want to spend it with you because we know we can get to our target audience, because they know that people are not watching live TV as much as they used to. Everyone's got Netflix, everyone's got Hulu, YouTube Plus, or YouTube Red, should I say. All these different things where people are streaming services. Same thing with the radio. I have Apple Music. Most of you probably have it, or you have Pandora, or you've got what's the other one called? The Jay-Z one. Tidal. That's it. Tidal. You got Tidal, you got any of those. So you're not listening to commercials anymore. No. So if you're not listening to commercials and you're not seeing commercials, these companies still need a way to get in front of you. And that's where we come into play. And they pay us what they would have been paying the radio stations or the TV stations, because they want to get in front of hundreds or thousands of people in a quick time frame. So a couple of things to focus on would be, 1, how are you attracting sponsors and how are sponsors finding you? And then the other piece of that would be, how do you continually to put yourself in a position for sponsorships to then come to the next level? And that's what we teach you how to do. So last but not least that I'm going to talk about, that I'm going to turn it over to Brooks, is the social media content strategy. Right now is the time to really be focusing on content. Because content is what's going to help you, 1, grow your following. Because right now, there's so many people on social media. And if you don't have viable content where people are then, forced to stop and see what's on your timeline, then you're not going to grow. right? So but you can't just post a bunch of stuff. You got to have science behind your business. You got to use insights. You got to use analytics. You got to use data to know what content is resonating with people. But then you also need to know when to post, how often to post, based on your target market. When are they online? So then you know when the best times to execute this plan. So one, you need content, but then two, you got to have a strategy to teach you when, how often, and what content works. And we teach people across the country how to do that, as well as sponsorships, as well as finding what the right prospects are. So I'll turn it over to Brooks.
Yeah, so another key thing that I think during this time that people, promoters, event planners, DJs, whoever interested in getting into this industry need to be doing is setting that foundation for their business, right? You find a lot of companies out here, promotion companies that are, doing events, but they don't really have the capital to do events, or they're lacking the capital to do the events. And we found strategies that can help you get funding for your events. So now you're not necessarily have to use your personal money to invest in an event. You're using other people's money, what we call OPM. Okay. So one of the ways you can do that, and the ways we've been using, is business credit. Okay, and we'll kind of dive more into that. But business credit is basically you're leveraging. Let's say you start an LLC, okay, and then you are able to get business credit for your business, and then you can actually leverage that to go out and get funding from banks and these different types of companies. And we teach strategies on that. And I think that's super key, because right now, a lot of people are looking to get started in this industry, but they don't really have the capital to get started, or they don't even know the resources to get started. And understanding the business credit side of things can help you get access to the capital. So now you can start doing events at nightclubs, and having to pay people and to pay for certain things you need for the event, or even to start scaling up to do bigger events like at hotels, like at event centers, stadiums, to get access to 40, 50,000, 100,000 in capital to do a big event like that. You got to have the resources, and you got to know the know-how. So I think it's super key to understand that and understand how to get access to that capital. So now you can start scaling up and doing bigger events instead of doing the 300 people parties, making maybe $3-4 grand. Now you can start scaling up to do bigger events, more people, where the budget may be 30 grand, but you got the potential to make 100 grand.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I think it's super key right now for you guys to be learning how to get access to capital, and so you can start growing your business exponentially.
Right. Yeah. No, I think those are great points. And, just to kind of summarize what we've talked about today was, one, things you should always be doing. I think Brooks says it best, knowing how to play a sport doesn't necessarily make you the best person at playing that sport, right? And that goes straight with this as well. So, we're talking to you about what you should be doing, but if you don't know how to do these things, what I mean by that is how to prospect for venues, how to acquire sponsors, and how sponsors should be able to come find you. And then, the next part of that is what you should put in your sponsorship package so you're guaranteed to end up on the right person's table. If you don't know how to do those things, if you don't know how to come up with a social media strategy to help grow your following from 1,000 to 30,000 followers, and getting engagement and getting the right people to find you, or if you don't know how to get business credit, and you don't know how to leverage OPM, and you don't know how to set up your merchant accounts and those things, that's where we come in and we teach you how to do these things. Because don't get me wrong, like, you probably can struggle and after 5-6 years trying to figure it out, or you can ramp up now and take advantage of what we have going on, which is an opportunity to help you grow your business and be able to then scale. So you're making $50, $60, $70, $100,000 on doing events. But that's what it's all about. The guest experience, one, but then also two, rewarding yourself for the hard effort and energy that you put in. So if you want to hear more about how we can help you specifically prospect, get sponsors, a social media content strategy, as well as funding, let's schedule a call and have a further conversation on how we can help you grow your business so that you can then start doing what the elite planners across the country and across the world are doing, to do festivals and stadium events, et cetera, in your same city. Let's schedule a call and let's have a conversation so we can help you grow your business.
All right, we'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.